First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu attributes green bonds performance rate to global confidence in Lagos. Federal government releases over 100 billion naira for vacant vaccines, health workers arrears. On the foreign scene, about 41 people die in Vietnam's floods. And in sports, Nigeria Rugby Football Federation unveils 42-man squad for Heritage Cup fixture against Ghana. And now the details. I am Mike James. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has stated that the exceptional performance of the state's latest bond issuances represents a strong expression of global confidence in Lagos's economy, governance structure, and long-term development plan. Speaking at the official signing ceremony for the State Series 3 Green Bond and Series 4 Conventional Bond, Governor Sanwo-Olu noted that the overwhelming subscription from investors demonstrated trust in Lagos' stability and commitment to sustainable growth. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the bond success reflects the state's fiscal discipline, economic strength, and commitment to environmental sustainability under the Themes Plus development agenda, assuring residents that the funds would be invested in critical infrastructure across transportation, housing, healthcare, education, environmental sustainability, and urban renewal. He thanked President Bola Tinubu, Federal Ministry of Finance, Debt Management Office, Securities and Exchange Commission, National Pension Commission, the Lagos State House of Assembly, the Executive Council, and all technical partners for enabling the achievement. He had this to say.
Lagos State once again demonstrates the power of possibility when there's a push to do more for the people of Lagos. This is not just a financial transaction, it is a global statement of confidence in Lagos, the future, and the testament to our shared commitment to a sustainable development.
The governor described his recent honor as the Time Africa Impact Personality of the Year award at the G20 Africa Impact Summit in Johannesburg as a testament to Lagos' growing global relevance. On his part, Commissioner for Finance Abayomi Oluyomi described the 14.815 billion naira green bond issuance as a landmark moment in Nigeria's domestic capital market. According to him, the bond met all international certification standards under the Climate Bond Initiative and will finance sustainable development goals, align projects, including healthcare upgrades, solar energy installations, education infrastructure, food security initiatives, and the expansion of urban transportation.
We successfully allowed 14.815 billion today. This achievement reflects our state's continued commitment to climate-friendly infrastructure, sustainability, and the long-term resilience of our environment. The rigorous project selection process for the Green Bond underscores our dedication to financing projects that directly support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and deliver measurable environmental benefits.
The representative of the United Kingdom, Deputy High Commissioner Temilola Akinyade, and the private sector said Lagos and Nigeria should be incredibly proud of the milestone which reflects strong investors' confidence. The Lagos State House of Assembly has passed the University of Medicine and Health Sciences Bill 2024 into law after it scaled its third reading at plenary. The bill was read for the third time by Clerk of the House, Olaliko Onofeko, before lawmakers unanimously voted in its favor. This will further advance and strengthen healthcare services and tertiary education in the state. The bill had earlier been committed to the Joint House Committee on Education, Tertiary Institutions for detailed consideration. In his remarks, Speaker of the House, Mudashiru Obasa, directed the clerk to forward the bill to the executive for assent. Meanwhile, the Lagos State House of Assembly has commiserated with the governors of Kebbi and Kwara State and families of the recently kidnapped schoolchildren and victims of terrorist attack in Eruku, Kwara State. The Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, expressed condolences to those who lost loved ones, including Brigadier General Musa Uba, and prayed for the safe return of the kidnapped school children. The lawmakers thereafter observed a minute of silence in honor of the victims. United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has urged the government to take decisive action to protect and advance the rights of children, warning that global setbacks in child development funding are putting millions of young lives at risk. Chief of UNICEF Lagos Field Office, Celine Lafoure, made the call during the World Children's Day policy dialogue with legislators and children's arts exhibition in collaboration with the State's Ministry of Youth and Social Development at the Lagos State House of Assembly Complex, Alausa, Ikeja. Addressing lawmakers, state officials and school children drawn from different parts of Lagos, Lafoure said the world is witnessing a dangerous rollback on child rights at a time when children need support the most. She explained that global funding cuts to child-focused programs could have devastating consequences if not urgently reversed. She had this to say.
The World Children's Day is a very important day for UNICEF. It's the one day of the year that is important to us to flag the issues of the rights of children. The most important rights for children are, of course, their rights to an identity, their rights to protection, their rights to education, their rights to health and to nutrition. So we work as UNICEF solely and uniquely in support of governments in Nigeria and most specifically here in Lagos with the governor, with the House of Assembly, and with the different ministries and the commissioners to advance those agendas and ensure that the rights of children are acquired and respected in the state of Lagos.
The school children appealed to the lawmakers to improve access to healthcare, better nutrition, quality education, safe water, and increased protection from abuse and insecurity. They also made strong appeals for governments to prioritize child-focused budgeting and raised concerns about water scarcity and poor sanitation in schools and communities. On their part, the legislators praised the children for their courage and brilliance, noting that they are eloquent at public platforms such as the recently inaugurated 7th Assembly of the Children's Parliament shows that the future of Nigeria is bright and promising. The lawmakers restated their commitment to strengthening education, health, safety, and child protection systems across the state, assuring children that their concerns presented during the World Children's Day policy dialogue and arts exhibition will translate into concrete government action. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has released 68 billion naira for vaccine financing and deployed 50 billion naira to settle outstanding areas for health workers. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Patti, announced this at the 66th meeting of the National Council on Health in Calabar, Cross River State, with the theme, My Health, My Right, Accelerating Universal Health Coverage Through Equity, Resilience and Innovation. Patti said the 68 billion naira had already been credited to the account of the National Primary Healthcare Agency, with the Central Bank of Nigeria set to process the funds for UNICEF. The move comes amid ongoing efforts by the federal and state governments to accelerate progress towards universal health coverage and strengthen primary healthcare systems nationwide. According to Patti, both federal and state governments must use available resources effectively to improve the health and well-being of the population. Nigeria has recorded 177 deaths from Lassa fever between January and early November. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, in its latest epidemiological situation report, says the country has confirmed 966 cases across 21 states and 102 local government areas. It says the case fatality rate now stands at 18.3%, higher than the 16.5% recorded within the same period in 2024, signaling a worsening trend in Nigeria's response to the viral disease. According to the NCDC, the National Multi-Partner Multi-Sectoral Lassa Fever Technical Working Group continues to coordinate response activities across all levels as the country battles one of its most persistent and deadly infectious diseases. And now to foreign news. Relentless rains and floods have killed at least 41 people in central Vietnam, while a search continues for 9 still missing. The deluge has submerged more than 52,000 homes and left 500,000 households and businesses without power. Rainfall exceeded 5 feet in several areas over the past 3 days, even rising beyond the 1993 flood peak of 5.2 meters in some parts. Extreme weather has battered Vietnam in recent months. Two typhoons, Kalmegi and Boaloi, left a trail of death and destruction within weeks of each other. And over to sports news. The Nigeria Rugby Football Federation, NRFF, has named a 42-man provisional squad for the forthcoming Heritage Cup meeting in Ghana, confirming its intention to field an entirely home-based Stallions 15 for the contest in Africa on November 29. The fixture will take place at the University of Ghana Rugby Stadium and has been billed as a grudge match between two long-standing rivals. The Federation said the squad, which reflects a spread of talent from leading domestic clubs, will open camp in Lagos on November 22. NRFF confirmed that the professional group will be reduced to a final travelling party of 24 players for the match, where Nigeria will aim to secure a strong performance against Ghana in one of West Africa's most keenly contested rugby fixtures. And that was our news at 10. Just before we go, speed thrills but kills. Please do not drive beyond specified speed limit. You can follow us and like on our various social media platforms: X Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio on My Lagos app for timely updates. And did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed watchtowers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? Well, you can get more details on the Lagos Government website and to end the news. Here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has stated that the exceptional performance of the state's latest bond issuances represents a strong expression of global confidence in Lagos' economy, governance, structure, and long-term development plan. The federal government has released 68 billion naira for vaccine financing and deployed 50 billion naira to settle outstanding arrears for health workers. We also told you that the relentless rains and floods have killed at least 41 people in central Vietnam, while a search continues for 9 still missing. And in sports, the Nigeria Rugby Football Federation has named a 42-man provisional squad for the forthcoming Heritage Cup meeting with Ghana, confirming its intention to field an entirely home-based Stallion 15 for the contest in Accra on November 29. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbalagun. Thank you so much, Lagos, for listening. My name is Mike James. Good morning.